Well, hello and welcome. We are the Shills, and this is Pub Chat. And we got a great one today, folks. We got Ragical the Unhallowed Knight sitting in the pub with the Shills. So let's not waste any fucking time here. We'll get around the table and see what everybody's up to. And Casual Spaceman, a gracious shill for the evening. How you doing, buddy? What's happening in your world?
Oh, I'm doing really good. Thank you for letting me on, buddies. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. So what's coming up in your neck of the woods? What do you need to shill out for the public today?
Well, I just got it. Well, thank you very much. I've just got it confirmed. Next week, I'm going to do a little bit of a live show with our Drunk Monkey, our very own monkey, and also Jay from And the Conspiracy about their new channel and their new videos. So we're going to do a bit of a review of that. So hopefully their videos are going to be coming out the weekend. So we're going to have a little bit of chat with them about all that on my channel. Now on Tuesday, I believe, at 9 o'clock.
Oh, that sounds excellent. Oh. DeadKennedyInSpace, how you doing today, buddy? What's happening?
Was it just me, or was there a weird drop in audio?
Yeah, we lost him for a moment.
Oh, yeah. Am I okay? Am I okay there? Everything good now?
Okay now.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, DeadKennedyInSpace, what's going on in your world today, buddy?
Oh, you know, just doing my my worst Red's Rhetoric impersonation, apparently.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. He is now a sock account for Red's Rhetoric Canada chapter, ladies and gentlemen. DeadKennedyInSpace. All right.
According to Twitter, yeah, it's
on Xanax. That is
on Xanax. Yes, Red's on Xanax or Valium. I'm super excited for tonight though, because I am just full of piss and vinegar, and we're going over Riley's thesis and Jesus.
Oh, I can't wait too, because you're a proper professional writer, and this is going to be fantastic to have you tear the shit out of this. And let's go to our guest tonight. No, wait a minute. Sorry, buddy, because I got to pull back for Jutmonkthedrunk Monkey. Oi, fucking oi, buddy.
Oi, fucking oi, sir.
How are you, man? What's happening?
No, fucking not a lot, mate, since Tuesday. You know? Still trying to get that video finished, but it's so close now. Yeah. Other than that,
well, that's one of those...
me, I just fucking do what I want. I'm a monkey.
And the video you're working on, that's something that has to be done properly, so I can see why you are, taking the time to get it right.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and there are certain parts that I've actually done over and over again because I've not been happy with and stuff, It has to be respectful. There's some hurtful content in it as well, some quite upsetting scenes and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, it had to be done right.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree there. And Kiri Mac, our most awesome showrunner. How you doing, honey? What's happening your way?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. I'm going to pop the link for the Truth Is Not a Hoax trailer into the chat right now. You should all go and check it out. That's Jutmonkthedrunk and The Conspiracy. Worth a watch for sure. Content coming soon?
Definitely has to be seen.
Definitely. All good here, though. Thank you. Hope you're all well.
Excellent. And finally back in action, we got the Sarcastic Barman. Buddy, how are you? What's happening in your world?
Yay! The Casual Barman is back. I'm all good here. Had a
Don't get me
of
started.
Sat in bed being ill as hell.
Oh, no, buddy. That's a shame to hear.
I don't know. I think I've got a bit of lag, but...
Oh, I might too. You never know. My neighborhood seems to be in just a real poor place right now when it comes to the internet.
Oh, BT just hates me, so it's just like, oh, whatever. But I'm here. Yeah. I'm alive. I'm here to chat and be spiffy.
All right. Well, now, did you not just say the magical words? First, we're going to check in with Tattie-Bogle, our producer, and then we're going to get to the man of the hour here. Tattie-Bogle, what's happening your way, buddy? How you feeling?
All right, troops. All right. I'm looking forward to this one, man. We've got some absolute ridiculousness lined up for you. So kick back, relax, enjoy the show, and I'll get back to you.
Awesome. So Tattie's taking care of everything in the background for us. Woohoo, right on. And now it is finally time to get to Ragical the Unhallowed Knight. Hey, man, how's it going? Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Well, I just strolled into this bar here, and I don't want to alarm anyone, but there's a monkey on the pool table.
Don't you fuck with a monkey,
You know what?
son.
Ooh, he's aggressive. Hey, how's it going, everyone?
You know, maybe you could bring Ragical in afterwards, and maybe the cow can kind of help us sort that monkey out because nobody's been able to so far.
She's all right at the campfire outside. She brought her own sword. She's trying to cook a chicken, but she doesn't know how to. So
So what's going on your way, Ragical? What's new and exciting in the land of the night?
Well, I have killed Flat Earth apparently. I've sliced it in half. I used my sword for a change, and all my sillies came at me with one claim after another, and they got destroyed, all of them, and it's really sad for them. They're still crying in the dungeon. Speaking of the dungeon, I still have a showdown show to go to. Where I let some of those flurfs and other sillies go at each other, and it's gonna be fun. Not sure.
I like that. I like that very much. I think that's a great idea. I think it's an excellent show.
Yeah, it's too bad I don't have any videos for Scotty Storm anymore. His channel is empty.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that. Oh, wow. Scotty Bathtub has left us all by her lonesome? What are we going to do?
I was looking for material, but there was none. No high-pitched voices anymore. And
well, you know what? Maybe he's going to come back with a set of videos where he's actually dressed for a change. So that might be something to look forward to.
Would be amazing if he was looking for a job, and that's why he actually deleted the content. So if the new employer was gonna Google his name, he wouldn't find all that weird shit on his channel.
That's
I think what's happened is all his videos have been moved over to PornTube.
Yeah. Who would watch that? What category would that be? Upside down?
Yeah. Oh man, and Scotty Storm, like, with all that nakedness he puts on the air, people on PornTube wouldn't realize he's a flat earther. They would just think he's a really poor pornographer. Like, they wouldn't get it.
Definitely. Oh man, that guy is. I have no words for him.
Yeah, exactly. So, Ragical, we have Mr. Riley himself's thesis. And how would you like to take a look at it with us and see if we could find, I don't know, maybe one or two errors, maybe something that isn't quite right? What do you think?
One or two.
You
in the first sentence.
Underestimate his intelligence. He is the smartest man alive, according to him, right? So,
well,
I
thought you were going to say his mother.
Any problems with it?
And I know DeadKennedyInSpace is looking forward to this as a published author. You must just be drooling right now.
I can't wait for his reaction.
Me too.
I'm already feeling.
I think for the first time ever, we're actually going to see an actual head explode in a jar.
Yeah.
The water is already starting to boil.
Yeah.
We'll have to bring the janitor in to clean the inside of the jar and fix him up with a new one after this for sure. So, Mr. Tattie-Bogle, what do you think there? Would you like to bring up that unbelievable? Well, as far as I know, he did write it on toilet paper, so it's already prepared for its ending, right?
Yeah, I had to rinse this out before we could put it on screen. There was one or two suspicious stains on it, shall we say? So hold on to your hats,
He didn't
folks.
write anything on toilet paper. He literally got some toilet paper and wiped his ass.
Submitted it for
I hope you get
fucking-
your face protection ready,
Yeah.
folks. Here we go. I'll get that sorted.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Oh, one of those audio capture things in OBS. That's a bummer. So it doesn't matter if you could read it or hear me or not reading it because, everybody can read the words of a simpleton, right? So, Kevin, do you have a copy of the document there so you can point out a few things to us here?
Yes, I absolutely can. So
I was hoping.
Is the national curriculum really achieving its intended objectives, not intended? Pseudoscience is one word, and that whole thing is a fucking run-on sentence.
Right. He says pseudoscience twice in that paragraph, and both times, 2 sentences apart. They're written differently. Like,
oh my god, yeah, it's pseudo-science 1 sentence later.
I know. What a jackass.
Wow.
Idiot.
Wow. Well, right away, I would like to give a round of applause to our educational system. You obviously did such a great job with Riley. Casual Spaceman, what do you got, man?
I'll just say another thing as well. Why does he feel the need to put indoctrinated in inverted commas? Why?
Exactly.
Yeah. He's really sort of pushing his point, isn't he, with that? I mean, in a thesis, is that necessary? I mean, come on.
Yeah, and why is who's getting indoctrinated through their back door? Oh, the back door. I see. I was really unsure where he was going with that one.
Back door.
And can I just point out, 1 minute debunk has brought up a really good point. Usually a thesis, usually a basic essay you write in high school has this thing called a fucking title page or an abstract or a table of contents or anything before you just start typing like an asshole.
Oh, wow. I thought maybe this was just like a redacted version or something. So this is the actual real version, is it?
Mm-hmm. This is what was submitted.
As far as we know,
I'd like to make the point, though. You say he started typing as an asshole. I think he started out as an asshole.
This is a fair point.
And finished as an arsehole was never going to end.
Oh, man. Now, let's go to the next sentence. I mean, we're at sentence 1. The critical analysis of the education system attempts to point out how pseudo-science, good call, people, is being pushed as science and passively indoctrinating, again, the adults of tomorrow unlawfully. What
an
Does the guy not know what a comma is?
Yeah, that's true.
Comma.
Right?
I was
Comma.
Comma.
Yeah. Oh, I'll have to read one. Forever Learning's just mentioned. No title, no index, no preface, no abstract, etc., etc.
And to be fair,
there should be so much before the start of that first sentence.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
And to be fair, this program probably corrects space commas automatically, so...
Yeah. Kiri Mac, what's up?
Gary Lowe called it a thesis. I like that.
Yeah,
Lord of the Hornet says, I read a paper on making knives from frozen poop and it was better. And he says he's not even joking. He did. So Demonic Davros pointed out that he uses the words ipso facto in place of the word fact. Just go on, Riley. What are you doing, man?
Oh.
So, is he not aware that usually after you write these things... Go ahead, Jet.
Oh, I think Monk's got a lag. Is
Go
Monk
on,
there?
carry on. That's not for you, sir.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Right. Kennedy.
Someone else has also pointed out that... hang on, I got distracted. The first sentence being in italics, there is absolutely no reason for that. Like that's not what you use the italics for. It's used for emphasis, or it's used for subheadings or subtitles or things. That's just the first sentence in italics because reasons. It looks dramatic, I guess.
I didn't even notice that. I'm wondering if he's using that sentence as the title. You know?
Well,
that's what I thought. Usually the first sentence is the title.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Monk, before I switch to you, Casual Spaceman's buzzed in. Monk, you're coming next. Casual Spaceman.
Yeah.
I mean, he says as well, so he's saying the push to science and passively indoctrinating the adults of tomorrow unlawfully. So is he suggesting that the education system is illegal somehow or unlawful? I mean, what
Oh yeah.
What's he saying?
definitely
You
what
know,
he's suggesting.
or is the science community unlawful? I mean, which is it? Oh God.
Well, I'm scared that he's going to explain it is the problem, Spaceman. I'm scared.
Well, I mean,
to find out.
I think he needs to be honest with you. I mean, if this is being passed as a thesis, I mean, whoever's marking it and is looking at this, he's probably in hysterics. Whoever's actually looked at this, and oh God Almighty, I mean, I've never written a thesis, but I've written a lot of essays, and this doesn't even pass as an essay, let alone a thesis.
Ew. Yeah,
I mean, we've only looked at the first 2 paragraphs so far. God.
1 minute debunk says this is a thesis for his law masters. Apparently, I don't know.
Oh.
I can't wait till this gets marked. I know we probably can't find out what happens with it, but I really want to know how badly he fails with this. You know.
Oh,
I want to.
Well, you should find out because he won't get his degree or whatever he's getting.
Oh, well,
He won't
yeah.
get his
That's
master's.
fine.
The professors are probably going to form a mob and go after him for this.
Damn straight.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
all it was is Kiri Mac brought up Lord of the Hornets.
sorry, Monk Gibbert.
Yeah, I was just gonna say thanks to Lord of the Hornets for subscribing to my channel. You know, I just give my opinion on things and people. You know, these people that are, you know, slightly confused about reality. You know, those fucking gormless globe-denying fucktards that haven't got a fucking clue what's coming out of their stupid dumbass buttholes that sits beneath their fucking nose. It must stink every time they fucking breathe in through their nose. That's all I can say. These fucking globe-denying wank spanners, I don't really like them that much, and you might get that as an idea when you watch my videos. Thanks for the sub, pal.
Yeah, or our show too. Sarcastic Barman.
Well, I'm just wondering, he must have put this out as a fucking piss take, because there's no way. I would expect a better bloody essay starting for a GCSE paper, let alone a fucking master's thesis or anything like that. I mean, my ex-wife did a thesis for psychology, and the first bit is your title page, as you say, your index, your starting paragraph, what you want to do, your bullet points on all the little bits. It's just like, yeah, we know what we're supposed to put then, and we know what to expect from the rest of the paper. This is just like, I'm going to start talking out my ass, and I'm going to put it onto the fucking paper. It makes me think he's just done it so we can take the piss out of him.
Right.
It's content for us. It's great.
Well,
it could be. Like, never underestimate human stupidity, but it could be.
The only way we'll see is if in 3 months he comes out and says, "Oh, did you really think I'd submit this as a paper? This is my real paper," and it'll be fucking worse.
Casual Spaceman.
Yeah, I think basically what he's done is he's decided to sit down one night, and the pun when I say this is completely intended. He's just bashed one out, isn't he? Literally, he's literally just sat there and he's just typed it out all in one night without actually thinking about anything. And that's what it just seems to me like, that he just sat there and decided to type it out without any research, any thought, any sort of planning or anything like that, like you'd normally do with any thesis. And no, it's just diarrhea splurged onto a page. He just splurged it out in one night.
I'll tell you what I can say to that. I mean, you said he's just bashed one out. It's a shame his fucking dad didn't bash one out and then shag his mum on the next load.
His mum should have swallowed.
I think Kiri Mac has a really good comment.
Yeah, we've got quite a few here. Firstly, Demonic Davros says that this is his 3rd attempt, just FYI. I mean, wow.
The fuck?
Oh my god.
I know. Barry On says, I've seen better writing from the ass end of a child who ate a crayon. I love it.
Hold on a second. I mean, when you have another attempt at something, isn't it supposed to improve? Is this an improvement?
Well, you would think, wouldn't you?
I mean, what was the first draft like? I'd love to see that.
God.
Roger Rabbit says he's starting a GoFundMe to buy his teachers pitchforks and torches.
That's a good one.
And Harry Warp, something for everyone here. There's a space comma on page 20, paragraph 2.
No.
Oh, no way. We have to check that out.
Page 22.
Right, now page 20.
Page 22.
Page 20, paragraph 2.
Page 20.
I know,
paragraph.
right on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bear with me 2 wee seconds and hold on to your hats, folks.
17.
Sure. While we're waiting for Tatty to catch up there, Ragical, you're up there, man.
I just have a really simple question. Why are there commas around or?
Yeah.
That's so strange to see.
Page 20,
It's not a
paragraph
natural
2.
pause in speech, really, is it? You don't need
Is
it
that
like
an- Yeah, that's an or comma.
Right.
That's
Mm.
a new one.
See,
The answer's simple. He's a fucking dork.
Yeah, but the thing is,
After
if
what
you
word?
type in thesis template on Google or any other search engine, and you go to images, you can basically see bloody examples of what you need to do. What the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
I think there's a space comma after the word however, I think. But I'm not
That might
entirely
be
sure.
it.
No,
Yeah.
however's fine. I'm just
Page-
going through it
page
now.
22.
Unless my my Word thing has automatically done that for me, which with Word it might have.
Yeah.
Shown
Yeah.
page
I
20
can't
of
find
the
it.
Oh, wait.
If you look at the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth line down, and you've got the last word, you've got after the full stop needed. However, it looks like space comma there,
Yeah.
and he's gone into in client.
We'll look for it for sure. We'll find that little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
It's in there.
I could
somewhere.
just run a
Okay.
spell check just on this page and do a grammatical check as well. There's
We
just so
got
many
Dead Kennedy-
lines underneath everything.
We got Dead Kennedy in space in.
Can I just point out, we've talked about how he doesn't know how to spell pseudoscience and does it wrong twice in the first 2 sentences. He has a picture of the definition of the word later on.
Ah!
And he still can't get
You
it
can't
right.
make this shit up, man.
I saw that. Yeah.
Really, I'm getting that vibe now that I don't know if this is a real thing. I think we might be being played, but I can't tell.
Peter G.
I
space
wonder,
comma at the
eh?
top of the page.
Harry Warp says it's in the quote. So.
In the quote.
Oh yes, it's after the word technology at the top of the page here.
So did he copy paste the quote, or did he
Oh, I
just
see.
retype
Yeah.
the quote
The
and then made all kinds
second-
of errors?
Oh, who knows? Who knows? Mikey Cage has noticed that he's notice how he spelled practiced. I'm not sure if you touched on that yet, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus.
By the
I'd
look
like
of
to
it,
see
he's
this in a
copied
big
that
look
quote
then.
in,
Yeah, and he
and
hasn't.
then it's pulled up the grammatical errors on the page because of formatting, basically.
Yeah, but even so, in a thesis, you shouldn't be copy and pasting anything into your thesis, should
Yeah.
you?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
Well,
Christ
no,
alive,
but
I mean,
if
I-
you're doing a direct quote and it's part of the thing, that is the one thing where you're putting it in as a reference.
Yeah,
But
no,
then
but-
at the end, that should be reference. So let's see, that's reference point
mean, I-
12. Let's
I
go
did
to the
do-
end.
I did do the first year of an open university course. I mean, that was one of the things we were told. Even in your references, you should never copy and paste anything. You have to type it out. And if you're going to copy and paste, it has to be in the same font, and it needs to be grammatically correct for it to be
Same, yeah.
looked at.
I was always told to retype it for formatting reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course.
That does make
Yeah.
sense.
And it all
But
has
then-
to be. It all has to be in the same font, but you can put the references in italics. But that was the only thing that we're allowed to put in any of the essays in italics. That was it.
See, he's got that quote in there, but then has he got a proper reference to the quote? Oh, there it is at the bottom. Let's actually find it here. We'll go to the main page because that's an EDU site as well. That's nice.
Mippet69 says it has over 70 spelling errors and over 400 grammatical errors. That's
Wow.
I actually put it through a plagiarism checker online just out of curiosity. I wondered if he'd lifted anything off of Wikipedia or something like that, and it didn't find anything. But my God, were there a lot of mistakes? Oh my God.
Yeah. Ragical.
Yeah, I just want to say he also made something new, I guess. The triple dot thing. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. It's something like a ellipsis or
Ellipsis.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you scroll down just a little bit, he forgot a space.
Tatty there?
Oh yeah, I see that gas pressure, but
Yep.
yeah.
There it is. Gas pressure. Dot but without that's without a capital B. That's amazing stuff right there.
Oh, wow. There is no balloon to contain this pressure. Yeah, you could use your fucking skull, buddy. That could contain
And there's a space comma, by the way.
Tattie-Bogle, did you want anybody?
Space comma. We found it.
Yeah.
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 Oh, really? Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, Tatty, yeah, give it to us, buddy.
Number one, there, a space comma. Number two, I feel a wee bit sorry for him, so I'm going to say something positive and To be honest, it looks as though at least he didn't have it proofread by JM Truth.
That is a good one, man. That is a good one. I love it. So, you know, at this point, Tatty could just flick his finger on the mouse wheel, and any page we land on is going to be full of gold. What do you say? Do you want to play Riley Roulette?
I
Yeah, I
love
like that game.
Well, funnily enough, I've just copied that quote from the website that he's posted in his thing, posted it into a notepad, and it didn't have the bad formatting of the technology space comma. So I really do think he's trolling us here. But then to go to that much effort to fuck up that much, or he has typed it in and done it himself.
I don't think he's smart enough to troll that well. I really don't.
No.
I think he's simply.
I think he's barely smart enough to wipe his own ass this morning, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any chance he could mastermind this. I mean, let's think about it. If you put Scotty Storm, Daniel Pratt, Riley Thompson, and what's that guy that keeps screaming about subs and whatnot? That fucking idiot. Arwen, all in a room. Not the total amalgamation of their intellect could not come up with the first page of this document, you know, on control.
Looking through as well, he's made the bigger mistake of, in that quote that he pasted in, he's capitalized the word science for the whole word to make emphasis on it. It's not capitalized in the original document, so if you're quoting it, you can't then fuck about with the things to change it to fit your quotability, because then what's the point in making a quote?
Yeah, I think you meant fit your narrative.
That's the word. I couldn't think. I've been in bed all day.
Yeah, it's true. It's no worries, man. No worries. Casual Spaceman, what do you got for us?
I was going to say, I wasn't under the impression that Gia Strieber actually got a copy of this from some university or somewhere. So it has actually, as I understand it, it's already been submitted, has it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Gia Strieber actually said on Twitter, he said that he managed to get hold of a copy from somewhere or other, and that was it. So it must have already been submitted, right?
Must have, yeah.
Yeah.
So I
as
mean,
far as I know, it really was. It really was. Dead Kennedy in Space. Dead Kennedy in Space. Do you have anything on that?
I am losing my mind here because I flipped to a random page. I'm on page 10.
Page 10?
There are so many typos that, like, here's the thing about creating any kind of content, whether it comes to making a video or writing a book or writing an essay or creating anything. Usually once you're done, you look at it again. I don't think he did. I don't think he read through this once. No. Catholicism is spelled wrong. Primary source instead of primary source. Credited is not spelled right. Like, there are so many things wrong with this that I'm just, my brain is nearly exploding trying to figure out if it's real or not.
1 minute.
I mean, if it's been submitted, I mean, it would have actually been accepted to the university. Yeah. I mean, but how far they've got actually to marking it and looking at it, I don't know. But I mean,
somebody went dumpster diving and found this.
If this is the original one that's been submitted, then it can't be a wind-up. It can't be.
No, exactly.
I think you're right. Yeah.
1 minute debunk is saying, yes, it's been submitted. Riley showed the receipts. Harry Warp has also said there's a picture of the receipts. Riley was giving it out to people who donated to his GoFundMe, 1 minute debunk said. Why? Like it's some sort of, like, oh, no.
Disgusting. That's disgusting.
Like, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Finish up.
Well, I don't know how he can get away with this because like Barman pointed out a while ago that, this is stuff you learn in high school, title page index, all that kind of stuff. How did he pass high school without figuring these things out? And also, even if all the information in it wasn't completely wrong and ridiculous, he would immediately fail because he doesn't have an index.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it was in high school for me. If you didn't format and structure things properly, you immediately failed regardless of what you actually wrote.
Yeah, no, and that was the same with us because I did the Ontario school system same as you, right? So
I mean, it's grammar as well. Just looking, the page that was just on there just a moment ago, just looking at the first sentence where he was talking about Carl Sagan, and the grammar is just really, really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad for a thesis. Christ alive.
Sorry, guys, Ragical's up here.
I just wonder if this is going to be some kind of example for some kind of psychology study, on how not to brain. I mean, this guy doesn't do better than most slurs, but I can do the English much better than him.
Yes, you can.
Yep.
And why are there what is wrong with this enter? Did he has some kind of is he writing this in superscript or something? Because it's kind of what's going on? There's something wrong with the font. Why is there a bloody line in between every bloody sentence?
I can't remember who said it. I'm pretty sure it was on GeoStreamer's stream, but they were saying they're surprised he's not written it in Comic Sans because that's about it, But with the double spacing, I think that's a requirement for some dissertations and papers handed into universities in the UK. It was for mine anyway, and it looks ridiculous, but hey, I don't know why.
It was the same in high school for me. It had to be a certain font, a certain size, a certain spacing, certain margins.
But yeah, I mean...
sorry, Sarcastic Barman's up here, guys. I almost called him the fucking casual barman too. You guys are gonna do it to me. I know it's coming. Oh
yeah, fucking right.
Is he there? Hello?
I don't think he is, but I'm back, so fuck.
Sorry, I'm muted. I forgot.
There he is. There he is.
First monkey.
Your turn, buddy.
I was just gonna say he didn't even spell Neil deGrasse Tyson right.
Oh,
this
God.
is like he's forgot the E off the end.
No.
But in that one paragraph, he spelt it differently twice. One with a capital D, one without a capital D. Both of them he forgot the fucking E.
Maybe
it's like, for fuck's sake.
Maybe it's not
I
the
googled to make sure there wasn't another one.
He's trying to rename him Neil Bluegrass Tyson.
Yeah, but then Aristophanes as well. He's not got that right. It's like, for fuck's sake, these are names, and if they're not in your dictionary on your computer, before you start, any names you're going to use, type them in, add them to the dictionary, and then every single time you put that name in, it will pull up on the spell check. Add it to your fucking dictionary. These are simple fucking things.
No, does it?
I think this is a perfect example of how little effort and thought that Riley puts into his daily activities. His flurfer research, everything about it just screams, I read or watched a YouTube video and therefore I know shit, and he really doesn't.
Yeah. Well, somebody just put in the chat there that I think there's 4 actual YouTube videos cited in this document.
There are. I think most of his, in the bibliography, I believe most of the, I can't remember the number, I'll go and check, most of the stuff in there is YouTube videos.
1, 2, 3.
Peter G has reminded us that on page 25, he refers to the observer in a video, but he doesn't mention that the observer is him. He literally cites himself.
Oh, no way.
Page 25. No shit. Yeah.
That's the video I was referring to.
He spelt forbidden wrong. He spelt governing wrong. He spelt helio wrong. Yeah, what else? I'm just going with just my spell checker.
And this is fucking brain dead's ass.
And this is the thing, right? I assume he's typed it on Word. I mean, just the basic of all things is like with Word, it will highlight your spelling mistakes. So let alone going back and checking your own work and checking your grammar and make sure you got it all right. Anyway, he hasn't even looked at what the spell check is telling him.
He's probably
he doesn't realise that big red line underneath means it's fucking spelled wrong.
Yes, I mean,
I think he did this in Notepad. I think he did this in Notepad where there's not even a spell checker, you know. Like,
I think he saw the mistakes, the red underlines, and just thought, nah, I saw a YouTube video about spelling. I know more than the computer does.
I'm pretty sure he didn't do it as Notepad or any other text editor. He probably pulled up MS Paint and just started typing.
I mean, he's
or he done it on a fucking typewriter and then scanned it.
Oh, too funny. I mean, DeadKennedyInSpace is up.
Yeah, go
on. Okay. Quote from page 3. In layman's terms, partisan simply means holding strong views of a particular position. A similar adjective is protagonist. What? What? Like, okay, first of all, protagonist is not an adjective; it's a noun, and it's the primary character in a fiction story. What in the actual fuck does that have to do with partisanism?
If anybody
Right.
wants to read this and they haven't already seen it, Demonic Davros has put it in the shill mill in our Discord, so I'll pop the link to our Discord in the chat. You guys can download
Okay.
it and have a good giggle.
Radical's up.
Well, let me just pull up a really amazing quote by Carl Sagan himself. Since he mentions him, we are the universe experiencing itself. In this case, flurfs are the universe trying to kill itself. I mean, what are they doing? Their brains are just broken.
That's
I
awesome.
love it. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. So
I had to count.
what do
There's
you-
5 YouTube things, but there's fuck all amounts of references at the end. That reference page is fucking tiny.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I was curious to see how big a difference. I still have my dissertation here, and I had 7 pages worth of bibliography in mine, and this guy's got like
All right.
5.
Just over half a page.
And oh my goodness, this is supposed to be a master's thesis, and he calls himself an academic. No.
You could write the bibliography for this on the average Jamaican's fucking rolling paper for his afternoon joint. Like it's that small. It's you know.
It is. Oh, it's terrible.
Casual Spaceman, what do you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, I was looking at page 5, right? And just again, this is just a spell checker. This is without me reading it. There's 6 spelling mistakes, and I think 5 or 6 punctuation errors on one page. Hello?
Whoa! In one page, on one page.
On one page.
We're just
speaking of
dumbfounded,
one page-
I guess.
Page 5.
Page 5. Okay, Daddy, did you find page 5 for us, there, brother?
It's on it, man.
Awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jesus, what the fuck do I know?
Do you
right?
want me to go?
Cable-
I'll go through them if you want. He spelt retrospective wrong. He spelt Indians wrong without even a capital I.
Oh, is this where? Sorry to butt in, but is this where he says Red Indians? Because I mean, it's 2019 for fuck's sake.
Yeah, native
Oh my
Indians,
God.
and then he says Red Indians. I mean, he hasn't used the capital in either of those. No punctuation after if, of course. No punctuation after sided. Retrospectively spelt wrong again. Indians, no capital I again. Syllabus, no punct. Oh, he's got. Well, yeah, he could have put a question mark there. You know, and he keeps putting Indians with a small I every single time. I mean, does he?
Wait,
I mean, that,
Yeah,
You know,
we put Red Indians like referring to
Mhm. Yep.
like
Yes, man.
Okay, the last time I heard that used was in a movie set during the days of Jack the Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was
That's
just about to say that as well. Yeah, absolutely. Red Indians. Is he having a laugh? Really? Wow.
He's just showing his ignorance. I mean, there are no words. To
Right,
And
describe
there's a
this.
sentence right there. So was Christopher Columbus actually the founder of America?
nobody
We
ever
didn't
said
make
he
it to
was.
America.
No, not the. Oh, yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? The founder, Jesus.
I mean, what is it, Riley? Say it with me. San Salvador. Okay, San Salvador. That's where he landed first. And as for founding America, he wasn't alive when America was founded. You fucking idiot.
I don't even know what he meant to say. Found America? I mean, I don't even
Oh.
understand where he's going with it.
Does he think founder is someone who finds something?
I think
That's what I'm
so.
wondering.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where did you last see
I
it?
did the
Was it-
finding. I did the founder.
Was American
Did-
Lost
did-
or something? Was it?
Halfway down.
Look at that sentence. He's equating
Right,
it in
halfway
that
down
sentence.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys.
Did Columbus ever actually
well-
land on mainland America? Because as far as my knowledge goes, he didn't even land on the mainland America.
No, it's
He only landed on the
Well, I
on
islands.
the islands.
Yeah, on his first landing was in the island of San Salvador. That's where he landed the first time, right? And it had nothing to do with America. I guess you could say it's from the Americas, but turning that into the founder of America, the actual country, is the biggest stretch of bullshit I've ever heard a Flurf make. Like, that's even worse than Pratt with his bendy tube and the barbecue gravity bullshit.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, let's be
harsh.
fair. Columbus set off. He wasn't even looking for a missing continent or anything like that. He was just trying to find a shorter route because he didn't fuck up. He disagreed with everyone else on what the size of the Earth and how pear-shaped it fucking was, basically. He thought it was a different size to what everyone else believed and thought, it'd be quicker to go fucking this way. It's like, well, no, it won't be. Oh, look, I found a continent. But he didn't even know he found a fucking continent to start with. Fuck's sake.
He
Global
thought he
Mom
was in
saying-
India, for God's sakes. Why do you think they were called Indians for so long? Hello?
I think that's why it was called the West Indies, where Glober Mum has said that's where he ended up. He landed in the West Indies. So the Caribbean,
I mean, growing up in Canada, we called them East Indians, people from India, all my life because Native Americans were Indians when I was a kid. But now that they're Native Americans, we don't have to say East Indian, we can say Indian. Jesus Christ. You know, Columbus, you're an idiot. You really made my language difficult for a while. Fuck you. Ragical the Unhallowed Knight, what do you got, buddy?
I just have a comment that I have to expand on this. So Beach 8 said he probably has spell check turned off, and I want to expand on that. Spell check wasn't turned off, probably. It offended him. Because how can he be wrong, eh?
I'm gonna let some computer tell me how to spell words.
Yeah.
He probably thinks that it's spell check is some sort of government installation that is controlling us, so therefore he's going to turn it off. I bet you guarantee it.
Spell check.
What do you think? What do you think would happen if paperclip came on the screen? He would like, who the hell is that? What's that on my screen? I'm gonna punch it right now.
It's the government official. Get him off.
Yeah, how dare he come with suggestions? It seems you are a flirt. Do you want to drip more?
Because Flippy was reinstalled.
Flippy comes back.
Someone said in the chat that Flurfs should be tagged so that you can identify them. And I often call
They should have to wear a sign on their head.
On the left wrist or something.
Oh, no. That's simple to recognise them. Just speak to them. There you go. That's simple as that.
Very good.
Our casual barman is up.
Well, I was just having a quick Google online on master thesis, sort of length and stuff like that. And we have the quote from the EDU website. A master's thesis is generally 40 to 80 pages, not including the bibliography. However, the length will vary according to the topic and the method of analysis, so the appropriate length will be determined by you and your committee. Students who write a master thesis generally do so over 2 semesters. So he's written this over 2 semesters, which we can say. All right, he's at 30 pages, but you'd expect probably more. Even if you said at the bottom end he's supposed to write 40 pages, not including the bibliography, he's at 30-odd pages and only 12,000 words. Now, I wrote longer things for fucking my A-level stuff, so 12,000 for fucking his law fucking dissertation just seems a bit low, to be fair. The organisation and writing of a postgraduate law dissertation requires it to be between 15 and 20,000 words, excluding footnotes and bibliography, typed and double-spaced and fully referenced. So he's not fully referenced, he's not hit the word count, he's not done a proper introduction to the thesis. This thing's going to get fucking laughed out by the fucking markers.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed.
He didn't type this. He didn't do this over 2 semesters. He actually did it overnight in his boxer shorts while he was sniffing and picking his ass. That's what he did.
Or playing with his eggs.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear me.
Oh,
But
I
it's just
see.
fucking useless.
The receipt. I beg your pardon. It's the receipt that is in the. Oh no, the thesis is in the shill mill. A couple of people in the chat saying that it's just a photograph of the receipt. But if you go to the post above that from Shelley Shillington, that's the thesis there. You can download the PDF. There you go.
Perfect.
Just a bit of confusion there. Sorry to butt in, guys.
Right on. Ragical, what do you got
That's
for
all
us,
right.
buddy?
Well, to be quite honest, I've seen haikus written by kids that made more sense. No, let's change it up. I've seen bloody fortune cookies with more information in there that actually was correct than this fucking thing on screen right now. I mean, what are you doing, right?
I
Maybe you
li-
need to ride around in your car a little bit more and blast some of that Night Rider music.
Oh god, that's funny.
Oh, fuck, I'm gonna die here.
So Demonic Davros with the
It's lost it.
awesome information again has said, apologies for the pronunciation. Amerigo Vespucci is the man that America is named after as Columbus landed in the Bahamas. So there's a little fact for everyone. There you go.
Exactly, right? San Salvador, Bahamas. There we go. Boo-hoo.
There we go.
Dead Kennedy in space, man. What's up?
First of all, I'd just like to extend a lovely hello to our resident troll, Shite Shovel.
Hey.
Oh, little piggy.
They asked if they said who wants to go, and I said nobody. You're a Poe. Nobody cares, and he replied with nobody cares about you, Kevin.
Well, that's bullshit. 'Cause
Really?
I sure do.
I
Yeah,
care
Fucking
about
right,
you.
I care
You know
about
what?
you.
Hang
You
on.
don't
care
give a
about
toss about that fucking
m-
wank spanner called Shite Shovel. You ought to
Much
fucking
I want to
Appreciate
see in the chat.
back
I
down
want to
his
see in the
fucking
chat
throat,
right
you
now
moron.
who watching this show cares about Kevin, Dead Kennedy in space. Give me a yes or a no in the live
Fucking
chat,
Yay.
people. Let's see
Hashtag
it. Let's see
Kevin's
it.
my
about
mate.
Kevin.
And while you're doing that, I never get to pull this card because I like the opposite of hubris. 3,000 subscribers, bitch.
Oh yeah, hey,
baby.
let's just appreciate the fact that that this hat in a jar is probably going to overtake me in a few days. I mean, holy
It
hell, you
could.
got some hell of a run up there.
Mm.
Amazing.
Yeah,
chance.
well
Yes.
done.
Yeah,
Awesome.
man.
But you want to come at one of the shows, and you've got a whole of a fuckload of people to be dealing with, Shite Shovel. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
dead.
Look at all those
I
yeses.
appreciate
We
all
dealt
the
with that
yeses.
fucking Candle Dick Fucktard or whatever his name was.
Candleman.
You mean Pratt?
What was his name again? Candle
Candleman
Dick Fucktard.
Smith.
Yeah, or
Right.
Daniel Pratt, I guess.
Who cares
I
what he?
think so.
Who cares what he's called? His ancient history.
Look at this, guys. We're still getting yes in the chat. Shite shovel. Put shovel in ass. Fingers in ears. Mouth around the other end of the shovel in the corner with you. That's it.
I don't think
There
people
you
bend that
go.
way, but okay.
That's the point, surely.
Hey, I could make it happen. Trust me. So why don't we play the Riley roulette and come up with another page?
Oh God.
Ooh.
Riley roulette. Here we go. It's the game where you spin the wheel to find grammatical errors and spelling atrocities. What page shall we get today? Good one, Kevin. I love it.
Do 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 do.
Apparently, Shite Shovel's channel has real content, unlike Kevin's. Okay.
Shite
think-
Shovel's channel doesn't have
Oh.
any fucking content.
He has
Yeah, we've
one
been to your channel.
subscriber, guys. One subscriber, and it's probably his mum. So,
I'm
you know.
I tell you what, right? Shite Shovel's content is the shite that he's just fucking shoveled onto it.
No, the one subscribers from the sock account that he's created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight
Oh,
here. He
piggy.
doesn't even have the balls to use the real name.
No.
You know what is this
No.
shite we're talking about? Is that self-censoring or something?
Yeah, no
Get some
joke.
balls, mate. And
Yeah,
do
can't
some
even
shit
bring yourself to
shoveling.
call yourself what you are, a shit shovel.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Have
Oh,
a-
okay, so
You
do
pile
we
of
got on-
shite.
what do we got on this page here?
Shit.
Yeah,
have
okay.
to shovel.
Does anybody? Kevin, do you want to take the reading?
Sure. Where are we though? I can't. See
I'm
it
not
in the
sure.
notes.
Tatty,
open the
can
stream.
you? Yeah,
Yeah, it's really.
we're almost
it's
in
not
real
really
time on
legible.
live anyway. Yeah.
Just look to live stream itself. That you can actually read that. I don't know what's
Oh,
going on with
yeah, okay.
internal here.
That's always like that. We got to fix that eventually.
I keep
let's see,
forgetting
so
to go over that. Yeah.
let us provisionally accept that the Copernican model of the national curriculum is actually partisan politics that are in law being promoted. Well, he got the commas correct there. He did that more or less right. It's just that the content of the sentence is complete garbage.
I'll tell you right now. You just read that sentence, right? There's a bird out my window just exploded because of sheer stupidity. He has real life powers.
I'm sorry, Roger.
No, go ahead.
Svavelvinter has quoted the sentence, "This means heliocentrism must be prohibited by the local authority." What the fuck does that mean?
Which local authority?
Yeah.
None of it makes sense on the page we're looking at right now.
It's-
Jesus.
He just puts words in there and thinks it makes sense, I guess.
I mean, to me that doesn't make. I mean, Dick Kennedy, maybe you can sort of correct me, but he says national curriculum is actually partisan politics that are in law being promoted. What? How?
I don't get it.
I don't get that. What does that mean in law being promoted? What? Hey?
Have you guys ever seen those fridge magnets where there's all kinds of little words and you can make different sentences and whatnot with them? I think he just threw a whole whack of them at the fridge and took a picture of it and called it done. Like,
Look at this shit. So what about creationists that believe that God created the world? Yes, they get a slice of the pie in religious education, but what about in science? They have no place in science, Riley.
holy.
This is...
How did this, with this guy's intellect and educational level being on display for what it truly is here, how did he afford the paper to print this document? Where did he, he's got nothing for, earning potential. As far as I can see, the only use this guy would have would be to volunteer at the SPCA as a dog shit cleaner. What else is he good for?
Excuse my ignorance, but he says let's consider what is it? Electric? Can you go back up a sec? Where is it? Electric universe supporters. Who or what are they? What is that?
I think that's where people try to use electromagnetism to replace gravity.
Okay. And this is a law thesis.
Allegedly. I'm
Why?
still on the fence.
Is that in there?
I'm rapidly running out of words.
So is he.
My brain is.
Words, but they don't make any sense. I mean, it's like he just put it through some kind of Russian Google translator.
Well, you know what I think he did that on purpose? He wrote this to give everybody who reads it an optical lobotomy because it is fucking hurting my brain.
or did he type it in English, convert it to Dutch, and then back to English again, perhaps? Or so? Oh, sorry, that was really rude. I'm sorry.
Well, no. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now that actually makes sense because the grammar between English and Dutch is completely different. So you won't get this probably.
I could have picked on German, but I just came out as Dutch, really, and I thought about you as soon as I said it.
Hey. I'm Dutch. I don't get offended. That's our job. We offend people.
Spaceman, what's really good for foot and mouth disease is a little zipper over the lip. It works great.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, that was completely accidental. As soon as I said Dutch, I just suddenly thought about it as soon as I said it, and I apologize.
Yeah, it's because there's a big man in armor standing in the bar with a big sword, and all of a sudden, oh shit, what did I do? Don't worry, I only slice stupid people. And there are none of them.
I apologize. You know how much
or what is his name?
Yeah.
I can't vouch for Ragical. She also has a sword with her. So if you step outside the bar right now, it's going to be a problem. Probably.
I'm surprised Ragical hasn't taken off after Riley right now. You uneducated swine.
Well, she's not in Agent Cow mode. I can make that happen.
Oh, okay. Well, lucky for him. So who wants to read the next couple of sentences? Well, should we call them sentences? Who wants to read the next couple lines of gibberish? That's probably the most accurate description, right?
I actually can't read them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
By that
can't do that
segregation.
because that would be good.
By that
I-
segregation, science has its very own section that is partitioned off, and if you give its protagonists, okay, again, protagonists are in stories, a white coat, one can remember the effect of the Stanford experiment by Philip Zimbardo that showed that there is a psychological effect with a perceived power, and this effect significantly increases conformity to role. Is he trying to use the Zimbardo experiment to say that teachers like give off an authoritarian vibe, thus you believe them? Like, is anyone familiar with the Stanford experiment?
I'm not 100%. No.
Okay, there were 3 experiments
No.
in the 20th century that completely redefined the rules for conducting experiments because they were so horribly unethical. The Stanford experiment was one of them. It was basically they stuck a bunch of people in
Oh,
in a
yeah.
mock prison and gave some the role of guards and some the role of prisoners, and basically just let them go nuts. And they ended up with a bunch of guards that were like drunk on power and like humiliating the prisoners and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they did a good movie on it. The 2015. I remember seeing
Yeah,
a German
I
movie
see
version
that.
of it as well. That was really fucking dark.
Mm.
I kind of want to see a movie about, or no, I actually want to see a TV show with the real Flurfs in the same situation. Let's see what happens. Just put them in a big, put them on an island, and let's see if they can figure out if the Earth is not flat.
I love it. Good idea. Casual Face Man, you're up, buddy.
Do you know, Riley keeps sort of like presenting himself as some sort of like, I don't know, physicist or something on those lines, or he's trying to debunk the, the science communities and all the rest of it. Well, he spelt laboratories wrong.
What?
Well, shit happens.
If you look on page 8, he's talking about the jet propulsion laboratories, and he spelt laboratories.
Page 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
Laboratories.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
just looking. Conversely is wrong. Against is wrong.
Yes, if you look at the
Ooh,
second
isn't-
paragraph
oh,
about the
that's
was it
quite
the
dark.
6th line down, you got jet propulsion laboratories.
We've got readability statistics that Forever Learning has put in the Discord server for us. Averages readability. It says Flesh reading ease 49.4, Flesh computer grade level 12.1, and passive sentences 39.9. Now I'm not sure if everybody knows what they are because I don't, but that doesn't sound good. I'll put the link in the chat for anybody who wants to go and have a proper look at that. Okay.
perfect. All right. So, Kevin, would you like to lead us through a little more, please, sir?
Oh, I mean, do I want to? Let's see, where are we here? The modern way of measuring the distance to the sun is cited from Jodrell Bank. I actually don't know who that is.
Jodrell Bank.
Basically a radio wave.
Yep, that's a radio telescope in South England somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's talking about Jodrell Bank, observatory. I think that's
Yeah.
what he's referring to, and he spelled it wrong because it should have 2 L's in it.
I've noticed here as well, he's put firstly. Okay, so firstly, lack of scientific consensus, yada yada. Secondly, the time they based the experiment, yada 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 yada. Secondly, the time what? Firstly, secondly. It's true, Flares can't math.
How did it? Why? There's just no word for that.
You just can't make this shit up, man. He's fucking amazing. Skeptic, Team Skeptics in the chat, he had a good one. Riley spelled shower as toilet. Riley takes a toilet after rolling in dirt.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, my parents brought me up not to make fun of people, so I'm sorry, Mum and Dad, but fucking hell, you need to see this shit.
Yeah, but do you know what, right? I honestly think that this globe denying shit for brains is just playing his own little warped, weird, strange little game. You know? But anything to do with fucking globe denial's fucked. I just think he's fucking playing the game, for whatever fucking reason, because he's fucking weird.
Whereabouts in the UK? Whereabouts in the UK is Riley from? Does anybody know?
He's a
He was,
Scouser.
when Liverpool won the
Well-
European Champions League, apparently he was seen hanging from a lamppost.
Well, apparently, Jodrell Bank Observatory is in Manchester, which is not a million miles away from him. So it's his own country, and he couldn't even be bothered to check that he'd spelt it right. I mean, something like that, I would want to go back and make sure I've got it spelt right. It's in my own flipping country. You know what I mean? It's
Fucking right, man.
Christ alive.
Poseidon
Yeah,
63 just said he's from Kirby.
Kirby.
Yeah.
Blackpool as
Kirby.
well.
I don't know.
Oh, someone else
Colon's
says he
in
lives
the
in
chat,
Blackpool.
but
And then Greater
Colon
Manchester.
was the one that see him hanging from a lamppost, I think. And I think he was filmed, and it's on YouTube as well.
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
dear.
He's even.
Dead Kennedy in space. You up there, buddy?
Yeah, I was just gonna say this page we're on. I figured out what he's going for here. He's basically trying to say that bouncing a light off of something isn't a valid way of telling the distance when it's in space. And he says, here it is. Secondly, the time they base the expected return ping data is based on the speed of light traveling through space without any other factors influencing the time it takes for light to traverse the distance. This is what Michelson Morley was about, to find out if there were any other factors influencing the light. And we know now there are none, that light doesn't need a medium to travel through.
Yeah,
We're now going backwards in science.
Oh, definitely.
badly too. Barman, speaking of which, you're up there, buddy.
Oh, I was just going to say, I've got severe dyslexia, and my spelling, my grammar, and everything is usually fucking terrible. Anyone who's watched me typing in chat or seen some of my fucking cards for YouTube videos, I do make mistakes, and I try and catch them, and I use spell checker as much as possible. But fuck my life, when I can point out errors, you know you've seriously fucked up. And I'm just looking at page 21, and the entire thing looks like it's one fucking long paragraph on the entire fucking page.
Oh God.
It's just like the entire page is basically one paragraph. It's like, for fuck's sake,
Yeah.
whether it's all one point, you should still be fucking breaking it up. Make it easier to read. I mean, I think I put more work into doing my business plan for taking over the premises we're in now. And that took me, all right, it took me 2 weeks to do, going back and forth, because it was a quick, oh yeah, we're going to go for this place, get it done as quick as possible. Fuck my life. Even I know bullet points, fucking references. I put more references into my fucking business plan than he's put into a master's fucking thesis. For
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
And when he was talking about the Kepler laws, he misspelled that. He spelled it Keplar. Harry Work pointed that out as well. So, I mean, you think he would have at least Googled that a little bit before he wrote about it, and he still spelled it wrong.
He probably doesn't use Google, because don't forget, Google's controlled by people.
Competent
Oh
people.
my God,
by
I'm just looking
them.
at page 13. Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks they're going to
Demonetisation.
manipulate his thesis.
Yeah. Yeah, Google can't be trusted. They're just there to let us get things wrong. But I'm sorry, if you're going to spell a word wrong fucking 12 times on one fucking page, you need a fucking slap, you useless fuck sponge. Demonetization is... Oh... Or am I looking at the
His
American
brain
spelling?
is
I
a
should be
fuck
fair.
sponge.
Guys, Toady UK in the chat here is saying that he did ask Anthony last night why he had all these spelling errors, and he told him it was because he could not work out who leaked it.
What's that got to do with spelling errors?
Well, so it sounds like he's trying to say it was leaked before it was ready, but I think that smells like bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Because it's
Yeah.
been fucking ripped apart by fucking whoever's read it. And he's
Yeah, it's
like,
an
yeah,
excuse.
that one meant to come out. Bollocks.
Yeah.
Oh God, he uses
Um,
cold moonlight on page 24.
Oh shit.
No.
Yes, we're going
way.
there. We're
What?
going there.
Damn it.
Okay, yeah, bring it up. Casual Spaceman, you're up, buddy.
I mean, did somebody mention that it's supposed to be a law thesis? I mean, have we got
Yeah.
that confirmed? Because this really does not look like a law thesis at all, does it? I mean, what has this got to do with law? What is the thesis supposed to be about? What's its subject?
What from what I understand in the beginning opening, the first part anyway was questioning the lawfulness of the indoctrination of the lies we are taught in school. And so, everybody's just going to like, what's the word? Oh, right. Throw out the paper. That's it.
Yeah. But then,
yeah, and then just wipe your ass over the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm looking at page 8, and he's talking about pulses of light being sent to Venus and all the rest of it, as well as all the spelling mistakes. The sentences make no sense at all.
Oh my God!
And a jet propulsion. But he's talking about a whole load of different things that, to me, have got absolutely nothing to do with anything legal. I don't get it.
Well,
It
this is a
doesn't
bit
even
like
sound
when
like stuff you get taught in school.
Well, yeah.
no, and this is a bit like I think it was when Pratt and Skeptic had their fight, and Pratt started going on about, oh yeah, I want this to get to court because then you're going to have to prove your imaginary spinning globe. No, it's a copyright claim, you fucking moron. And some of his bullshit in this paper is obviously, at least I think, him using the fact that he's submitting a document towards his law degree or whatever as a way of sneaking some of this in to try to make them admit it and stuff. Like, I really think he actually thinks he's being sneaky. Ragical, you're up there, buddy.
This kind of reminds me of the Globe versus Flat Earth court case, where the man who actually tried to do that contest didn't provide enough evidence, and the Flurf see it as a win for the Flat Earth, when it wasn't even about that.
Exactly.
They like to twist everything, right? It's what they do.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Team Skeptic has a good one, though. It still doesn't beat JM Truth blaming his spelling errors on voice to text. That is a good one, man. You're not wrong. That was gold.
So really, he's blaming his own inability to speech.
He's also claiming that he shared this paper because he wanted to know who leaked it publicly, so he made variations of spelling errors so he could work out who leaked which version. I mean, that is a story and a half.
And
you can
be quite honest. To be quite honest here, I mean, Google understands me, so shut the hell up, JM Truth.
Yeah, does our subtitles understand you? They don't get flatter.
Probably.
No, they don't get flatter at all.
Well, you need an upside down filter
Sorry.
for that. Do you guys have that? Probably not, right?
Yeah. No, unfortunately not. The thing is, at least flatter, you can blame it on he's an English speaker, but it's fucking New Zealand. Now, Riley's British, so even with a slight accent, which he doesn't really fucking have, he couldn't even blame that. It's just fucking useless.
You can't blame accent on a fucking spelling mistake in a thesis.
No.
You shouldn't be using
because it's going to spell.
I can manage to type
Who the hell writes their thesis with a freaking voice? I mean, you got a bloody keyboard. Use it, weirdo.
Yes, but he doesn't have a bloody brain, does he?
Not a
That's
chance.
fair enough.
I mean, he's clearly thick as shit, but he's trying to sound so smart by learning a few things that he can just parrot over and over again. You know what I mean? And not shift. And that's what he does. But he's just fucking stupid. I mean, look at all that bollocks he's just fucking wiped his ass all over.
Hey, Jutmonkey, I have to say, it's kind of amazing that this man obviously doesn't know how to copy paste when he is a flurf that only parrots other stuff. So what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
can't
say
do the
though.
digital copy paste. The digital parrot.
And it's amazing, right? The funny thing here is there's really only two words that describe this paper properly, and that's flurfical masturbation, because it just is.
Yes.
Casual space man.
Coined right here on the Shills. Say it again, Tim.
Flurfical masturbation. Casual space man.
Oh, flirtable masturbation. Oh, I love it. That's you
I've
just
got
put
to
me
say
on
that
the
one second. Flurfical masturbation. Fucking it.
You got casual spaceman all flustered. He doesn't know what to say anymore.
That's so funny. But anyway, I've completely forgot what I was going to say. No, it's all right. I remember now. I'm starting to, as well as having a good laugh at this. But there's another part of me, and I'm starting to get a sense of what Dead Kennedy was feeling right at the beginning, because he says he felt like his head was going to explode, and he was kind of raging a little bit. And like I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, how the hell can somebody get something so wrong in something like a thesis so correct? I mean, fair enough. Unlike Sarcastic Barman was saying that he makes mistakes in chat. I mean, I do it all the time, and we all do, I think. But with something like this, there is no excuse, and I think that's the frustrating part of it. That he is an Englishman like me. How can he get it so wrong? What the hell? I mean, that's the sort of like frustrating part, as well as being really hilariously funny. It is kind of frustrating. So I understand where Dead Kennedy's coming from this. I really do. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying exactly. You think fucking something like that's gonna be read by everyone. You would check it over and over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean,
you
it's
wouldn't
common
put
sense.
it up until you knew it was bang on.
I mean,
how much of it you had to tweak or change or whatever.
I think what most people
Fuck's
do.
sake!
I think what most people do is they probably type a sentence, or even maybe, or even a paragraph, or even a page, and then go back and check just for the basic grammar, punctuation, and make sure that's correct, because that saves you a whole load of time at the end. At least that's how I used to work. But I mean, he hasn't checked anything at any time, or even looked at the spell check. I mean,
no.
I mean, my 12-year-old. I mean, she's pretty smart for her age, but she could make a better job of this. 12 years, and he's a grown-ass adult, for fuck's sake.
I mean, does he smoke drugs?
Obviously not enough of
You
them.
better fucking start. Jesus Christ, something's got to fix him.
It might prove if he did actually smoke drugs a little bit. I don't know.
Oh,
it might make
even
sense.
if you said,
come on,
this was
because
the first
a
version.
whole page is one sentence. That's when you've just had a bong, and then you just go. That'll do.
Oh, even if you said this was a first draft, which we're pretty sure it's not. Even if it was a first draft, I think the fucking lecturer would beat him to death with it for saying, "Why did you even submit this as a first draft?"
No, you would hope.
It doesn't even
Barman,
class as that shit.
Barman, they wouldn't say that. They'd say, "What the bloody hell are you doing here? Go back to school."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go and redo English, and go and fucking do your key skills.
Ragical's been waiting here. Sorry, guys. Ragical's waiting. Here you go, buddy. Oh,
I just want to say, if you gotta be dumb, you gotta be tough.
I knew it was gonna be.
Well, he's as thick as shit.
Oh yeah, he's a shit shoveler, all right.
Oh yeah. Speaking of shit shovel, I bet he's got Riley on the shovel. Hits the shit. Now I get it. Dead DeadKennedyInSpace, buddy. What do you got? What do you got, buddy?
Well, first I want to comment really quickly on what Aniceto Maldonado Jr. said. Don't blame the weed, folks. It doesn't make you this stupid. Can vouch for that. I'll go ahead and say it because it's legal in my country. I'm a pot smoker. I have published novels that don't have type. Okay, here's what's bothering me really. If you're this dedicated to something, if you really want this to be taken seriously, why the complete lack of effort? I work so hard on every novel, and I reread them so many times that I actually need to get a second person to read them over, because I've read the words so many times that my brain will just skip over typos if I've made them. And like I put so much work into it, and there's just nothing here. There is no amount of effort put in. And it's frustrating because like
I can feel the frustration here. This is basically your passion, and this man is shitting all over your passion. We need shit show.
He really is. Oh,
I'm sorry to
English.
interrupt you. By the way, just go on that DeadKennedyInSpace.
That's what gets me as a fellow Englishman, and I just feel ashamed right now. I really don't. No, I don't actually. Come to think of fuck it. No.
Someone is grinding his teeth, probably. Right, Kevin?
Yeah.
Joke.
I mean, I can only imagine Kevin right now. He's drawing a cartoon, and Riley is Kevin's putting a grenade in Riley's mouth and pulling the pin. Talk now, Buttercup.
I just want to say to all our American friends across the water over that way, and all our Dutch friends across the other way, and our German friends and all the rest of it. I apologise for this representation of English, because it is English. It isn't English. It's a pile of shit, is what it is. So I apologise for all Englishmen and to you guys. Seriously, this is not representative of what we really are. He's a dick. Let's face it. That's no insult to Dick Dawson here either. So.
It is an insult to Dick, though.
We got. Yeah, just not this one, baby. We got Jutmonk. What's up, buddy?
Oi, man. There was something that made me laugh, and I thought it was a really good idea. Tripping Fool says, flirtical masturbation needs to be on a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
Yes.
Let's get the Teespring up and running.
You.
That could be our
Thank
first ever
you.
Teespring sale, you know.
You guys are gonna be millionaires. I guarantee it.
With Riley's face on the t-shirt as well while it's saying it. That'd be class.
Thor
Hey,
said
no.
here.
Wouldn't we have to have Riley's facial?
You could get away with copyright because you
Sorry,
could just
I
do
have
a
to cut
character.
everybody off right now to do a shout out. I totally forgot. But our very own anti-flatter, the Kiwi connection from Gracious Gold, and his great buddy David Emery, another great content creator. That's David Emery. Go check him out. YouTube content, good stuff.
Yeah,
We've got
I know,
really
love
good
him.
collaboration coming up. So that's David Emery and Anti-Flatter coming up soon. Great collab video. Don't you miss it. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm going to put
Oh,
David
hell yeah.
Emery's link in the chat. And
please
then our guys have been shilling Anti-Flatter already. So if somebody could put that one in the chat for me, that would be great. Love you guys.
Awesome. Yes. So, what do we got here? We're a little over an hour. We got a few more minutes before we have to wrap this up. No problem. Why don't we bring up another line or two of this absolute?
You know what might be a good idea?
Yeah, what's that?
Find the damn conclusion.
There
And
isn't
just
one.
like see how he finishes it off. Because here's the thing: his final paragraph is 2 sentences, and the last one is so long that it like the beginning of the sentence doesn't relate to the end of the sentence whatsoever.
Oh wow.
Like, here's the final sentence in full. How this is applied in law became the subject of this paper, and in applying this law spelled wrong to the quote science children are taught demonstrates clearly, in the writer's opinion, the writer with an apostrophe s please, that pseudo-science is being presented as actual evidence, but this teaching is not actually science and should be banned or balanced with opposing views currently not the position in schools.
What?
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 Oh man, would somebody slap me in the fucking head so I can understand that properly? What the hell?
I'm sorry, I'm too fucking dazed to slap you in the head, mate.
So wait. You guys are all English speaking, right? Especially your native tongue.
Debatable.
I'm having a bit more problem with actually wrapping my head around this grammar here.
I bet.
I'm trying. It doesn't work. No.
Grammar?
No, it doesn't work.
Applying
It's
that
not
Sorry.
to
grammar,
law.
is it?
Thor in the chat said, apparently Riley spent 30 minutes trying to plug a mouse into his typewriter. In fact,
This is a law
Law.
thesis.
Thor
Law.
has also got a pretty decent channel. I'm gonna shill him out as well. Let me just find the link for it
Yes.
just now.
Yes. Thor is a really cool new creator, and everybody needs to do themselves a favor and get over there and check it out.
Absolutely. I'll get that ready for you guys in the next few minutes.
I got an answer for this entire thesis, by the way.
No.
No.
I saw Thief Skeptic doing that, so I had to do that. Thief Skeptic typed no, so I, do the no.
Did you all see BM Furball's Dell cows?
Yeah, that's amazing. Link it in the link.
Hilarious.
You guys have to see that. That's amazing. I love that one.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I'll find that as well for everyone.
That's a
BM
tradition.
Furball, link us up, man.
Feud live streams now too.
He's in the chat right now. Come on, link us up. We gotta
Come on,
see that.
BM. We need to see that shit.
Yeah.
No.
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 Absolute struggle.
I love it.
Oh God, that's too funny. So, now, does anybody want to reread that last sentence to see if we can actually make proper heads or tails out of it?
No!
We could try it in Scottish.
Yeah, try the Scottish.
Stand by, Kiri.
I will. I'll translate. Don't you worry.
Here we go, folks.
As someone is playing the thing.
How this is applied in law
Oh, man,
became
I
the
love that
subject of this paper, and applying this law to the science children are taught demonstrates clearly, in the writer's opinion, that pseudoscience is being presented as actual science, but this teaching is not actually science, and should be banned or balanced with opposing views, currently not in the position in schools. Oh my God, my brain nearly ran out my ear.
What a
Position.
pile of fucking mouldy, stinking dog shit.
That about wraps it up, yeah.
Yeah, it hurts.
Absolute
Should
bollocks.
States the
should I
position
give
in
it a
law.
whirl?
Please.
Oh boy. This is where I found governing law. It clearly states the position in law. Oh boy. How this is applied in law became the subject of this paper, and implying this law God, man, to the science. Oh, I thought he said children. Oh, okay, he actually typed that correctly. Our thought demonstrates clearly. That's not a flat earther. You guys need to address sometime. In the writer's opinion. Well, he's not a writer. He's a dipshit. That pseudoscience, with a dash in it, is being presented as actual science. Oh boy, this is just hard to read. But this teaching is not actually science and should be banned or balanced with opposing views. Currently not the position in schools. And that, my friends, does not make sense.
If you put that word salad in a bowl, you could use 2 or 3 bottles of Thousand Island dressing and you wouldn't even come close to doing up your salad properly. It's going to be dry as hell.
I'm not being funny, right? But I'll tell you what, there's more to that than that. That ain't just a word salad. It's so fucking confused. There's a bit of a fucking burger thrown in there and some fish and some fucking chips. He ain't got a fucking clue what he's saying. He's just thrown a load of words together and then looked in the dictionary to look for some good ones.
I mean, another thing as well. When do you put screen clips of definitions in a thesis?
Oh boy.
What the hell? I mean, Christ alive, if I did that on my own university course, it'd be thrown back at me and just like, no! Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Barely makes sense.
Guys.
Bollocks.
What do you got, buddy? Ragical's up.
Dark Knight Apologetics. All these misspellings of law reminds me of Judge Dredd. I am the law.
Has no one got that clip ready to play? God damn it!
Oh boy, that really needs to be at the ready. I mean, that's an amazing clip. Law.
Yeah, too bad we didn't talk that up. Oh man. Well.
Oh, by the way, Dick. Doesn't this actually remind you of something in Friends when Joey was trying to write I think he was applying for a job, and he was actually writing a application for goddamn, now I don't know her names. Monica and Chandler getting a kid for an adoption agency, and he used the thesaurus to actually get all these words, and he literally changed all the words. That's what this reads like. It's exactly
exactly.
Absolutely.
It's just horrible. So So, we're pretty much at wrap-up time. Let's go around the room and get everybody's final thoughts on the matter because, anybody who hasn't actually, drawn blood from their own head, banging it off the desk, and that still can coherently make a sentence after going through that is welcome for a wrap-up. So where should we start? I'm leaving Kennedy till later. He's a big gun on this one. Casual barman, you did it in the goddamn me. Okay,
Which one?
Sarcastic, get up here.
But the whole thing is just a fucking joke. It's got to be. There's no way anyone would release that, and anyone who's seen it would tell him, "What the fuck are you doing? Take some fucking time, read through the fucking thing, get it working properly." But obviously not. It's just like, "No, I want to release this because I can." Well, you fucking can't, you knob cheese. Spend some time, read your work, because all you've done is given us the ability to take the fucking piss out of you.
And yeah, it's, god damn, who wouldn't do
the word thing. Go ahead, do the word thing.
I can't even try. Who wouldn't proofread their own shit? God damn it, I can't even speak. You got me so pissed off.
This person wouldn't.
Let's face it.
Out of his ears.
Monkey, take it. Monkey, take it.
Yeah, I mean, fucking hell. Let's face it. If he's a fucking globe-denying fucktard, then as far as he's concerned, that is what it is, because it's so. That's the route they go down. They fucking are so ignorantly, fucking stupidly low as fuck when it comes to intelligence. They haven't got a fucking clue where they're coming from, where they are. They don't understand their fucking reality around them. They deny everything that makes sense and make shit up. And this fucking stupid globe-denying warped fucking wank spanner is wiped his ass after having 4 fucking curries in a row, and it's just fucking burnt a hole in his fucking rectum.
Oh, lovely.
Gee, Monkey, tell us how you really feel. Also, for the record, I always read the subtitles, right? I couldn't understand anything he said because it was all in asterisks. I don't speak asterisks.
Oh shit, man! Casual spaceman, step right up. What do you want to wrap up this shit show with, buddy?
Oh god, where do you start? I mean, I was saying. I mean, I've lost my words. My brain's gone dead. It really has. It's just been exploded. All these brain cells have gone. I mean, I was saying earlier on, I mean, the only explanation I can give, right, if this is the genuine article that's actually been submitted as a thesis, right, we don't know for sure. People think it's a bit of a wind-up, but apparently GeoStraber, as I said earlier on, apparently was the one that got a copy of this, and I think he actually got it from the university, because if it's been submitted as a thesis, as I understand it, it is public information, right?
Yes.
So, okay, so I can only, if we go by that, we can only assume that it is the real thing. Now, if it is the case, if it is the real thing, I could quite easily and happily put his thesis up against my 12-year-old daughter's one of her essays, and I can guarantee you it would make more fucking sense, and it wouldn't be nearly as full of many grammatical and spelling errors as him, and he's a growing adult. That's all I've got to say about it. Other than that, he's a complete fucking fuckwad.
Well, that's obvious because your daughter doesn't take fucking acid.
Well, really, I do have to say, Casual Spaceman, I do have to say, it's really unfair to pit Riley against your 12-year-old daughter. I mean, he wouldn't stand a chance. Come on now.
Hell no.
It's very true. I'll make sure that she stood a chance anyway. Trust me, she's my daughter.
Let's get Kiri Mac in here. What are you thinking, honey? This is crazy, right?
I mean, days and days worth of entertainment in this paper alone. Team Skeptic says, you need some Dave Murphy's yellow vinaigrette to go with Riley's bullshit word salad.
Good call. I like that.
Right. Barry on. Only Riley and Chuck Norris can divide by 0. So yeah, I mean, wow, what a load of shite. That's all I've got to say. I don't know where else to go with this. I can't wait to actually read it all the way through again for lols. It'll be good.
Oh, no doubt. Now,
Who wants?
I'm gonna. But
Who wants? Dick, who wants to take Dead Kennedy in Space's, or actually BM Furbal's question there in the Discord? Who wants to do that?
Jutmonk.
yeah, Jutmonk.
BM Furball wants to know, can you please provide a full description of what exactly a wank spanner is?
All right, here we go.
Go on, Jut.
God, cover the
You're
children,
muted, by the way,
dearest people.
Jutmonkey, unmute.
Where the hell is that damn monkey? Put the bottle down and step towards the microphone, please.
I was fucking shouting at the microphone, you dork.
You're muted.
I hadn't fucking unmuted the thing. I tell you what, I'm shouting so loud.
He was being a
I'm
wank
fucking
spanner.
Kicked out tonight.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Wank spanner.
Complained.
There's loads of wank
Ragical.
spanners. You got fucking Daniel Pratt's a fucking wank spanner. Who else we got? We got fucktard word. He's a wank spanner. This dick we've been talking about tonight. Arse white fucking warrior.
He
That's
wants
a
to know
wank
what it means,
spanner.
though.
Now,
What does it
wank
mean?
spanner is when you fucking use something else to choke your chicken. Be it, I don't know, a couple of knives, a jelly. That's a wank spanner.
Okay. Okay, does my sword, is that a wank
Couple of
spanner?
swords,
Because,
bruv, you'd need two. You
I
gotta
stab
choke
chickens.
yourself.
Well, yeah, but how it works out is it the wank or the spanner? I don't know where the sword goes in that.
Yeah, that's
The
really
spanner is
strange.
the tool.
Ah,
No, but it can mean
doesn't
anything,
make sense,
man.
but
It
it's
can be a
awesome.
fucking like trifle. There's a wank spanner.
Oh God.
Oh,
BM
right.
Furball?
I
You
genuinely
are
Have you
amazing
seen? Have
for the
you
asking the
seen?
question.
What's that film where he does it with a pie, an apple pie? American Pie. There you
American
go.
Pie, yeah.
That pie became a wank spanner.
I was gonna call it a sperm sponge, but yeah, sure. I like the
Whatever,
UK way.
bruv.
It sounds
I'll
really
use
colorful.
that one, fucking sperm sponge.
So your piece of advice to me is to keep Daniel Pratt away from the chicken coop.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
I'm-
cow.
I'm genuinely crying here. I'm laughing so much.
Okay, we gotta keep the wrap up going. So we gotta turn to the author, the man, Dead Kennedy in Space. Give it to us, buddy.
He's not ready for this.
I am angry. I am offended. I am insulted. This makes a mockery of the English language, of essay format, of the scientific method. Everything about it is wrong, and it almost has that bad movie quality where you can't tell if it's on purpose or not. But it's so fucking annoying that it's not funny. It's just put in some goddamn effort. I put my books out there and people are going to pay money for them, right? So I'm going to make sure they're quality. I'm going to make sure there's no spelling mistakes and that my sentences make sense. Could you at least do that if you're actually convinced of this? If you're convinced that the globe is an illusion, actually put in some brain power to prove it. For fuck's sake, man. This is just, it's lazy and it's garbage. That's all I got.
There you go. Well said.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Because everything you said is 100% absolute true. And the funny thing is here, this will be my little turn. This is being submitted to show that you deserve a certain level of education and that, you're ready to move on into the next step of higher learning and so on and so forth. And in the first opening, he starts insulting the educational system with indoctrination and stuff. Riley, how do you think that's going to work out for you, you fucking idiot? Are you insane? You don't insult the people that are going to give you the goddamn degree, you fucking idiot. Gee. Christ. Now, Ragical, you get the last word, buddy. What do you got?
You've killed Ragical.
Fucking speak up, you dork.
Oh, well, excuse me, monkey. Why don't you get off the bloody table before I throw some balls at you? So, I just want to say to him, I want to say to Riley, what? You don't know how to write a thesis? You know you require a bane, right? And also, I want to ask Del, because he's also here, you know. Del, what do you think of this guy? I mean, seriously, he's rather...
People are fucking thick. Thick.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Hey, I got something else for you, by the way, Del.
Yes, that's
Yeah, baby.
High five.
Love it.
Oh, right on, Ragical. So, anybody on the panel need a last word, or should we wrap this shit show up?
Oh man, what a fucking blinder, eh?
Yeah,
Apart
that
from
was
the
insane.
absolute fucking underwear we've just fucking attempted to decipher.
Yeah. So I want to, before we actually call it a day here, because we're just about to, I want to say a couple of things to Riley here. Number one, Riley, when you write a paper, just like the one comment we had, the crayon should not be in rectum when writing it, idiot. Put it in your hand, take your other hand from your pecker, put it on the piece of paper and hold it steady, and for the love of God, try to get things right. Number two, people, if we've ever had to prove it before, we proved it tonight. Flat Earth is a fucking disease, and you gotta be careful. Get yourself vaccinated right now. Get down to a fucking library and read a book. It could save your life. I don't know what else to say, people. That's it. We're the Shills. Thank you, Ragical. Thank you, Casual Spaceman. We're out of here, folks. Bye.